Hello guys, welcome to the class. So in today's lecture, we'll be discussing methods of differentiation part 4 in continuation of the previous 3 lectures. So we're actually going to discuss parametric differentiation and implicit differentiation in this class. And before we start off with the class, I have a small announcement. So Unacademy Prodigy Talent Reward Examination is going to be conducted on 23rd of January from 10 a.m. onwards. So through this test, you have a chance to win education for life. So that is, you'll be getting a complete subscription free from Unacademy. And this is for classes 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and IIT JEE, as well as for NEET UG. And you have exciting scholarships and rewards, and you can compete at an all India level through this test. So coming to the rewards you get in the test, you can, if you top the test on 29th and 13th February, you have a chance to win the education for life. And also, if a student is getting rank 1, he can win MacBook Air, rank 2 to 3 Apple iPhone, rank 4 to 5 Apple iPad, rank 6 to 4 Amazon Echo Dot, and rank 41 to 100 Amazon Vouchers. And let me also show you the scholarship slabs. If anyone gets a rank from 1 to 10, he can get 100% scholarship in the subscription. Rank 11 to 25, 75%, 26 to 100, 50%, 101 to 200, 25%, and 201 to 500, 15%. So these are the scholarships you can get. And this is regarding Unacademy Champs 2.0. So where you can write a test on January 2nd, 2 p.m., 3 hours test, and you can be a part of a team where you have a peer group of students also mentored by top educators, and you also have a chance to win your college expenses. So to enroll for this test, you can use my code EVK Live. Even you can see Amaya Singhal, who was the last year JEE main topper, was also a part of this program only, Unacademy Champs program. So definitely you can also become a part of this and get this kind of rank. Now coming to the IIT JEE Combat, we conduct this every Sunday 11 a.m. The test contains 21 questions. It's a 60-minute test. And it is a test meant for class 11, 12, 13. Separate test will be conducted. After the test, you'll be given video solutions given by top educators. And also you'll be given some real-time ranking. There will be a merit certificate for the top 25 rankers. Also, you have the gold medal plus merit certificate for rank 1 and 100% scholarship. Rank 2 silver medal merit certificate and 100% scholarship. And rank 3 bronze medal merit certificate and 100% scholarship. So you can use my code EVK Live again to enroll for this. And we also have an All India mock test series for JEE 2022. We have already started this from December 25th, 2 to 5 p.m. in the JEE main pattern containing the subjects PCM. So it's an all India level test for JEE main. So all the students all over India will participate, and you can get your rank compared with all students. Definitely you can know your performance. And the questions of this test are curated by top educators. And after the test, you can also get video solution for each question. You'll also have a detailed test report to analyze your strength, areas of strength and improvement. And you can see that 200 learners can get scholarship of up to 100% through this test. So you can use the code EVK Live again to enroll for this. So this is about our promotion. So now let me start off with parametric differentiation. Parametric differentiation. So suppose that you are given a direct relation between x and y. It is a Cartesian equation. So in parametric differentiation, you'll be given x and y in terms of a third variable. So let us suppose x is some f of t, y is some g of t. So here we say t is a parameter. So if x and y are not directly related, but they are related via a third variable, which is an indirect variable called t, then you call it as a parametric equation. So x equal to f of t, y equal to g of t can represent parametric equation of some curve. And using the parametric equation, we can find dy by dx. And geometrically, it could represent the slope of the tangent to the curve. So to find that parametric differentiation for y with reference to x, what do we do? Since x is a function of t, find dx by dt. That will give you f dash of t. And since y is a function of t, you find out dy by dt, that will give you g dash of t. So now to find dy by dx, what do we do? So dy by dx can be written as dy by dt divided by dx by dt. So therefore, this will give you the result as g dash of t divided by f dash of t. That is dy by dx. So if this is dy by dx, in case you want dx by dy, you can also write the reciprocal. So if it is dx by dy, then you can also write f dash of t by g dash of t. Now, apart from the first derivative, they may also ask you to find out second derivative. Like for example, you're asked to find out d square y by dx square. Then this is equivalent to writing d by dx of dy by dx. Now let me write down what is dy by dx we got earlier. The value of dy by dx we got earlier, g dash t by f dash of t. So write that here. So d by dx of, you can write here, g dash of t divided by f dash of t. So the variable inside is t, but we are differentiating with reference to x. So we shouldn't forget to write dt by dx at the end again. So first thing that you need to do is, because it's a division of two functions, apply quotient rule. How do we apply quotient rule? V du by dx, that is denominator into derivative of numerator, g double dash t. So already g dash t represents single derivative. One more time, if you differentiate, it becomes double derivative. So numerator into derivative of, sorry, denominator into derivative of numerator minus numerator into derivative of denominator, f double dash of t, by square of denominator. So most of the cases, what you do is you write this and leave it, but it's not correct because the variable is t, but you're differentiating with reference to x. So there is one term that we have missed out. Dt by dx also has to be written. And what is dt by dx? Let's go back and see. Dx by dt is f dash t. So dt by dx is 1 by f dash of t. So writing that, you can write f dash of t into g double dash of t minus g dash of t into f double dash of t divided by f dash of t whole square into dt by dx can be again written as 1 by f dash of t. And the next step, you can combine these two and make it f dash of t whole cube. So this will multiply here. And finally, you can just write, remove this and make it whole cube. When you multiply, it becomes whole power 3. So instead of writing it again, I just erased and wrote it here itself. So on multiplying that value, it will reduce to this result. This is d square by dx square. Now suppose you want to find d square x by dy square. Then what does this mean? D by dy of dx by dy. So this is same as d by dy of, what was dx by dy? So dy by dx was g dash t by f dash of t. So this will be f dash of t divided by g dash of t. Just the reciprocal of dy by dx. Again apply quotient rule. So we get v du by dx. So v into du by dx minus u into dv by dx by v square, that is g dash of t whole square. Again, it's not done. We have to also differentiate t with reference to the variable y, dt by dy. If it is with respect to t, this last term won't be there, but it is with reference to a new variable y, so this will also be there. And what is dt by dy? Dy by dt was g dash of t. This is the reciprocal of that. So if you write it, it will give you f double dash of t minus f dash of t g double dash of t divided by g dash of t whole cube will be the answer. This is because I can write dy by dt is g dash of t. So that means dt by dy I can replace with 1 by g dash of t. So when I write 1 by g dash of t in place of this and multiply to this, it becomes g dash of t whole cube. So this is how you perform parametric differentiation. And if they ask you the derivative at some point, don't substitute before differentiation. Any value that they ask you, derivative at some point, whether it is first or second derivative, find the derivative. Then at the end, you substitute the point, but not in the beginning. So let us work out a few questions on this topic now. So let us do problems on this. So the first question, if x is equal to 2t by 1 plus t square and y equal to 1 minus t square by 1 plus t square, then what is the value of dy by dx? The options are 2t by t square minus 1, 2t by t square plus 1, 2t by 1 minus t square, and last option is none of these. So these are the options that we have. So we need to find dy by dx. So direct derivative also can be performed, but by substitution you can make it more simple. The variable, third variable is t, but you can also use a substitution and make it simpler. Like suppose I want to simplify 2t by 1 plus t square. Let us say put x equal to, or not x, sorry, t equal to tan theta. Then what will be x? It will become 2 tan theta divided by 1 plus tan square, and that actually becomes the formula for sin 2 theta. X will be sin 2 theta. And let us also write y value. So y is 1 minus t square by 1 plus t square. Put in the same substitution. You can write 1 minus tan square by 1 plus tan square. And that is the formula for cos 2 theta. So x is known, y is known. For this question, we have x equal to sin 2 theta, y equal to cos 2 theta. So either you can use parametric differentiation or directly also we can eliminate theta and then use normal differentiation. Any method will work. But because we are doing parametric differentiation, I'll show it with parametric differentiation only. So if you write dx by d theta, it will be cos 2 theta into 2. And if you write dy by d theta, cos will have a derivative minus sign. So minus of sine 2 theta, derivative of 2 theta will be 2. So what is dy by dx then? It depends on theta. So dy by d theta by dx by d theta. And that will actually give you minus of 2 sine 2 theta divided by 2 cos 2 theta. So on dividing, what is the result you are getting? We are getting the answer as minus tan 2 theta. So how do you write this minus tan 2 theta again? So we know these values already. What is the value of sine 2 theta? 2t by 1 plus t square. By the value of cos 2 theta, we know 1 minus t square by 1 plus t square. We can write the same thing and eliminate. So cancelling this, you will get the answer as dy by dx equal to minus 2t divided by 1 minus t square. So anyway, you wanted the answer in t. So we have done with parametric differentiation and converted. If you do direct differentiation also, first you have to eliminate theta. X square plus y square will be 1. Differentiate, you will get answer in x and y. You need to again divide them to write the answer in t. Like what is the alternative method for this question? So you can also just write directly that x square plus y square equal to 1 by squaring and adding. Then 2x plus 2y dy by dx equal to 0 by using differentiation. So from here you will get dy by dx equal to minus x by y. And what was the value of x? It was 2t by 1 plus t square, write that. And the value of y is 1 minus t square by 1 plus t square. You can also write that. And now you can cancel 1 plus t square. So it will be minus 2t by 1 minus t square. Or you can also write 2t divided by, if you bring the minus sign in here and multiply to denominator, you can change the sign and make it t square minus 1. So the correct answer is therefore choice A. So this is the alternative method. So here I didn't use parametric differentiation, I did direct differentiation. So depending upon the question, either we can use direct differentiation or parametric differentiation, whichever is more easy for that question. So let's now proceed to the next question. If x equal to t cos t, y equal to t plus sin t, then d square x by dy square at t equal to pi by 2 is. The options are pi plus 4 by 2, minus of pi plus 4 by 2, minus 2, and none of these. So let's see how we can find the second derivative. So remember, after finding derivative only, t should be substituted, not after finding the first derivative or in the beginning. Don't put t value and find derivative. So let's see how we can do this. We have x equal to t cos t and y is t plus sin t. So you wanted to find d square x by dy square, but x depends on t, y depends on t. Let us first find dx by dt. So this you can write with product rule, t into. So how do you apply product rule? Write one of them same, differentiate the other. T into derivative of cos, which is minus sign, plus cos t into derivative of t, which is 1. Same way here you can find dy by dt equal to derivative of t with respect to t is 1, for sin it is cos t. Now dividing this you can find dx by dy. So dx by dy is equal to dx by dt divided by dy by dt. So just you can divide both the results. So that will give you cos t minus t sin t divided by 1 plus cos t. So now to solve this further, what can we do? We have to differentiate again with reference to y, because you wanted to find d square x by dy square. So if you have to find d square x by dy square, the second derivative with respect to y again, apply quotient rule. So that will give you denominator into differentiation of numerator, 1 plus cos t into, when you differentiate numerator, cos will have a derivative minus sin. Minus again for t sin t, you can apply product rule. So it will give you t into sin is having a derivative cos plus sin t into derivative of t, which is 1. So product rule for that. So what did I do? Basically, I wrote denominator into derivative of numerator, minus you can write numerator into derivative of denominator. Numerator is cos t minus t sin t, written as it is, into derivative of denominator. So what is the derivative of denominator? 1 plus cos t derivative will be minus sin t divided by square of denominator, that is 1 plus cos t whole square. Now you need not simplify this expression. Directly you can put the value at which you want the derivative. So if you want d square x by dy square at t equal to pi by 2. So we want d square x by dy square at t equal to pi by 2. At t equal to pi by 2. So wherever t is there, we'll substitute pi by 2 and see. So if I put pi by 2 here, this will become 1 plus cos 90. Cos 90 is 0. That will become 1 only. The first part has become 1 into inside the bracket. You know that sin 90 is 1. So this will become minus 90. And then cos 90 is 0. This term will become 0. Sin 90 will become 1. So when you put 90 minus sin 90 will become minus 1. This will become 0 and this will become minus 1. So you'll get minus 2 there. That part will become minus 2. And again minus of, when you put 90, cos will become 0. So this minus into minus is plus. So you'll get plus pi by 2 sin pi by 2. So that will become pi by 2 only, as sin pi by 2 is 1 into minus sin pi by 2. So pi by 2 into minus 1. So that will become pi by 2 into minus 1. So minus pi by 2 whole divided by 1 plus cos t whole square. And 1 plus cos t means 1 plus cos 90, 0 whole square. So that will give you minus 4 minus pi divided by 2, or minus of pi plus 4 divided by 2. So we can say therefore choice B is the correct answer for this problem. So correct answer is therefore choice B. Now let's proceed to the third problem. If e power x is equal to root of 1 plus t minus root of 1 minus t divided by root of 1 plus t plus root of 1 minus t, and tan y by 2 is equal to root of 1 minus t by 1 plus t, then you need to find out the value of dy by dx at t equal to half. So the options are minus 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 0 and none of these. So let's see how we can do this. It looks a bit complicated, but it's not so tough. It's simple only. So first you try to get a connection between the first and second result with a common term like root 1 minus t by 1 plus t is there. If you get a common term in both, you can eliminate. And before you do that, for t equal to half, what are x and y? I'll calculate. When t equal to half, what is the value of e power x? E power x will become root of 1 plus half, that is 3 by 2, minus root of 1 minus half, that is 1 by 2, by root of 3 by 2 plus 1 by 2. So this will be root 3 minus 1 by root 3 plus 1, because root 2 in denominator cancels out. Upon rationalization, it will give you 2 minus root 3. This is e power x. And similarly, if you write down tan y by 2, that will be equal to under root of 1 minus half by 1 plus half. So that will give you root of 1 by 2 by 3 by 2. So root of 1 by 3 or 1 by root 3. So these values we'll use at the end while substituting t equal to half. It is equal to substituting these values of x and y. So now what I'm going to do in e power x, I'll get the term similar to tan y by 2. So because you have 1 minus t by 1 plus t, here you can get a similar term if you divide numerator and denominator with root 1 plus t. So in e power x term, when you divide numerator and denominator with root of 1 plus t, it will become 1 minus root of 1 minus t by 1 plus t divided by 1 plus root of 1 minus t by 1 plus t. So after this, you can replace the second value with tan y by 2 so that t gets eliminated and you get a direct relation. So if you try to directly do parametric differentiation, this question is complicated. So as per the question, we can change the method. Even though I gave it under heading parametric differentiation, we are not directly using parametric differentiation. We are eliminating the parameter and we are using the normal differentiation itself. So in order to differentiate this, what shall we do? So we have to actually find dy by dx. So e power x by 1 is equivalent to this. Now to make it simple, you can also apply componendo and dividendo, or we can even use direct differentiation also. So let me apply componendo dividendo. What is that property? If two ratios are equal, if a by b equal to c by d, then what does the property state? A minus b by a plus b equal to c minus d by c plus d. So if you apply this property, how does it change? Numerator minus denominator by numerator plus denominator. Same thing you apply for RHS. Numerator minus denominator is minus tan y by 2. Numerator plus denominator is 2. So this 2 will cancel. And this minus sign also write on the other side, you'll get tan y by 2 equal to 1 minus e power x by 1 plus e power x. So tan y by 2 is 1 minus e power x by 1 plus e power x. So either you can bring tan to this side and write inverse and use derivative, or you can do that later also. Like you can differentiate directly and change later also. So What is the value of y here? Can you calculate in the previous case? Tan y by 2 is 1 by root 3 means that tan 30 is 1 by root 3. So y by 2 is 30. So y is 60 degrees. You can directly write. And e power x, you know, if you want x, you can find, but e power x itself, I think would be enough to calculate. So what I'll do here, I will just change it as y equal to 2 tan inverse of 1 minus e power x by 1 plus e power x. Everything is in terms of x and y without any t now. Now differentiate directly. dy by dx equal to 2 into tan inverse will have a derivative 1 by 1 plus x square, that is 1 minus e power x by 1 plus e power x whole square, into you need to again find d by dx of this part using quotient rule, 1 minus e power x divided by 1 plus e power x. So let's see what we get. So this is same as dy by dx equal to 2 divided by, when you find LCM and simplify, this LCM is 1 plus e power x whole square. In the numerator, you'll get 1 plus e power x whole square plus 1 minus e power x whole square. And in the denominator, you'll actually get 1 plus e power x whole square, which I can write here. And when you apply quotient rule, what do you get? Apply u by v here. So that is denominator into derivative of numerator. That is again minus e power x minus numerator into derivative of denominator. That is e power x by square of denominator. So when you write that, these terms will actually cancel out. So then we have 2 into, in the numerator, when you take minus e power x common, it will have 1 plus e power x plus 1 minus e power x. In the denominator, this is like a plus b whole square plus a minus b whole square, 2 into a square plus b square. A square is 1 square, which is 1, and b square is e power x whole square, which is e power 2x. E power 2x. And what else is left out? The rest of it got cancelled in denominator. Okay. So now you can see that here e power x and minus e power x cancel out. We'll have 2 here. So 2 into 2 here, minus 4, but 2 also gets cancelled out. So minus 2 e power x by 1 plus e power 2x is the answer. And we wanted this derivative at some t value. So if you want the derivative at t equal to half, so let me write dy by dx, we got the answer as minus of 2 e power x by 1 plus e power 2x. So we wanted the derivative at t equal to 1 by 2. That is same as, you know that when t equal to half, we got the value of e power x as 2 minus root 3. So therefore, you can replace e power x with 2 minus root 3, which is equivalent to putting t as half only, by 1 plus e power x. 2x is nothing but square of e power x. So just write this and calculate. Let's see what we get. Minus 2 into 2 minus root 3 divided by, you expand this. 2 minus root 3 whole square will be 2 plus 3, that is 5 minus 4 root 3. So in the denominator, you get 6 minus 4 root 3. Minus 2 into 2 minus root 3 divided by 6 minus 4 root 3. So let us calculate and see what was the value of e power x. Let me go back and see. It was 2 minus root 3 only. So when you substitute that, you are getting minus 2 into 2 minus root 3 by 1 plus e power x whole square was square of this 2 minus root 3 whole square, which is not 5 here. What is this number? It is actually 7 minus 4 root 3. So you'll actually get 8 minus 4 root 3. So minus 2 into 2 minus root 3 divided by 4 into 2 minus root 3. So let me just erase and write it properly. This was 8. This was 7. So this number is 7 and this number is 8. So when you cancel, you'll get minus 2 by 4. That is minus half is the answer. So the required derivative is minus 1 by. So this question a little bit lengthy, but it's a good question. Now let me take up the next problem. That is question number 4. If x square plus y square is t minus 1 by t and x power 4 plus y power 4 is t square plus 1 by t square, then you need to find out the value of x cube y into dy by dx. So even here, if you directly try to find derivative with reference to t and use use this parametric derivative, it looks lengthy, but it would be better if you eliminate t directly and do it. Okay, so all of you try it once before you see how I solve it. So suppose you square the first one, it will give you x square plus y square equal to t minus 1 by t. When you square it, what do you get? This implies x square plus y square whole square equal to t minus 1 by t whole square. So upon squaring, LHS will become x power 4 plus y power 4 plus 2x square y square. And RHS becomes like a minus b whole square formula. If you apply, it is t square plus 1 by t square minus 2, because t into 1 by t will anyway cancel. So after this, you can see the t square plus 1 by t square and RHS can be replaced with x power 4 plus y power 4 using the second result given. So this will be x power 4 plus y power 4 minus 2 in RHS. LHS was x power 4 plus y power 4 plus 2x square y square. Now on either side of the equation, this term can be cancelled out and you get 2x square y square equal to minus 2. So which means x square y square equal to minus 1. This is equivalent to writing y square equal to minus 1 by x square. Now differentiate with reference to x, you'll be getting 2y dy by dx equal to minus of, for 1 by x square, you know differentiation is minus 2 by x cube. Derivative of exponent formula we should apply by bringing this to numerator. Like write it as minus of x power minus 2. Use derivative of exponent formula for this, you'll get minus 2 by x cube. Both sides, this 2 can be cancelled and we have y dy by dx equal to 1 by x cube. So bring x cube to LHS, the required answer will be x cube y into dy by dx equal to 1. So the answer is therefore choice B. So this problem was quite simple. If you eliminate t and do it, it is simple. If you directly try to differentiate with parametric differentiation, it is lengthy. So not necessary that because I said parametric differentiation, you will use that. Sometimes as per question, you can change the method. So let us take up the next question. Question number 5. If x is equal to some function of t phi of t and y equal to some function of t psi of t, you need to find out the value of d square y by dx square. So already I discussed this in the concept, but still let me do it. So the options given are phi dash into psi double dash minus psi dash phi double dash. So actually they are given in short form here. So phi of t in short form can be written as phi, psi of t in short form can be written as psi. So wherever phi is there, it means phi of t. Wherever psi is there, it means psi of t. We can use this short form. So second option is phi dash into psi double dash minus psi dash into phi double dash divided by phi dash whole cube. And then phi double dash by psi double dash. And last option, this is C. Last option D will be psi double dash divided by phi double dash. So let's see how we can do this question. So this one I already have done as a part of concept, but I'm still repeating it. So x is phi of t and y is psi of t. So you have to find d square y by dx square. Okay. So when you find dx by dt, it is phi dash of t and dy by dt equal to psi dash of t. So what is dy by dx? Division of these two. So psi dash of t divided by phi dash of t. In short, you can change the psi dash and phi dash, of course. Now, but I'll keep it like this and finally conclude the answer. If you want d square y by dx square, you have to differentiate again with reference to x. So apply quotient rule, that is phi dash of t into psi double dash of t minus psi dash of t into phi double dash of t divided by phi dash of t whole square. So I retained the t so that there is no confusion. Otherwise, I could have written in short form because the derivative is done with reference to x, but the variable is t. So you have to write dt by dx. You may forget this. That is the reason behind writing completely. Otherwise, I could have used the short form. And after this, already you know dx by dt is phi dash of t. So dt by dx will be reciprocal of that. When you write that here, the result will change to d square y by dx square is equal to. So you can write psi dash into, phi dash into psi double dash minus psi dash into phi double dash divided by phi dash whole square is there, and this is 1 by phi dash of t, so it will become whole cube. So therefore, you can see that choice B is the correct answer for this. Choice B is the correct answer. So these are the questions of parametric differentiation. Now let me take up implicit differentiation. So before I discuss what is implicit differentiation, let me give you some idea about partial derivative. So generally when you write d by dx of x and y, we treat x and y both as variables. So in this, x and y are variables. And how do you write the derivative of this? Apply quotient rule. That is, write x into dy by dx plus y into dx by dx is 1, like this. But suppose if I use the symbol dou by dou x, Then here in this notation, when you do derivative like this with this symbol dou is called as partial derivative. Partial derivative. So when it is a partial derivative symbol, then the differentiation formula will be the same, but only difference is whenever you do partial derivative with reference to a variable, with reference to x, you treat x as variable, and y as a constant. So when you do that, so here you can see that you don't apply uv because y is a constant. You write this as y into dou by dou x of x. So therefore, y into dou by dou x of x is like dx by dx only. You will write 1. So there won't be any change in differentiation formulas. But when you differentiate partially with reference to one variable, other variable is constant. Like I'll give you another example. Suppose you want to find dou by dou y of say x square y cube. So if it is normal derivative, you could have used product rule for both. But in this case, because it's a partial derivative with reference to y, we treat x as a constant and y as a variable. So if you are differentiating with reference to any variable partially, that is variable, remaining are constant. So x square will come out. You should write dou by dou y of y cube. And whatever formula we applied in normal derivative for differentiating, you have to apply the same thing. Like y power n derivative will be 3y square. Ny power n minus 1. So 3x square y square is the answer. For the same question, if it is dou by dou x now, so we treat x as a variable, y as a constant. So y cube comes out and we have to write dou by dx of x square. So that will give you y cube into 2x. So that is how you can differentiate. Now, once you have an idea of this derivative, now we are going to use this concept in implicit functions. So whenever you have f of x comma y equal to c, where you have a relation in x and y, where x and y cannot be separated out. Like, for example, if I give you something like 2x plus y equal to 3, you can write y equal to 3 minus 2x. So here you say it's an explicit function. It's an explicit function. So here, if you can express y uniquely in terms of x, you say y is an explicit function of x like this. But suppose if there is some result x square plus some 3xy plus 2y square equal to 5. So here you cannot write y as unique value in terms of x. So this is an example of implicit function. This is an example of implicit function where you cannot express, we cannot express y uniquely in terms of x. So whenever you have f of xy equal to c, where you cannot express y uniquely in terms of x, it is called implicit function. To perform the derivative of this, we can use the shortcut minus of partial derivative of f with reference to x divided by partial derivative of f with reference to y. This is dy by dx. So this formula can be applied whenever you have derivative of implicit functions. So let us just apply it for one question and see. So let's say I have again, if x square plus 3xy plus 2y square is equal to 5. So my question is find dy by dx. Maybe I'll ask you find the derivative at some point 1, 2. So then what do we do? So because it is something of f of x comma y equal to c, what is your f here? Your f is x square plus 3xy plus 2y square, you can say. That c is a constant. Then you can write down dou f by dou x. What is dou f by dou x? Partial derivative with reference to x means we treat x as a variable, y as a constant. So x square derivative is 2x. In 3xy, 3y is a constant. We differentiate only x. So derivative of x will become 1. And 2y square will be 0. So it is 2x plus 3y. The same way when you write partial derivative with reference to y, you treat y as a variable, x as a constant. So x square will have a derivative of 0. So since x is a constant, 3x will be constant. Derivative of y will be 1. And 2y square derivative is 4y. So 3x plus 4y is the value that you get. Now once you get these two, what is your derivative dy by dx? Minus of partial derivative of f with reference to x by partial derivative with reference to y. So that is minus of what is dou f by dou x, 2x plus 3y. And dou f by dou y is 3x plus 4y. So this is dy by dx, but you wanted the value at some 1, 2. So if I say dy by dx at 1, 2, you can substitute x as 1, y as 2. So it will be 2 into 1 here, 2. Plus 3 into 2, 6. Divided by 3x is 3. And 4y is 4 into 8. So that will give you minus 8 by 11. So this is how you can find the derivatives using the concept of derivative of implicit functions. So let me discuss another example. If logarithm of x plus y equal to 2xy, so when no base is given, you can take it as e here. Then the question is y dash of 0 equal to. So we have 1, minus 1, 2 and 0. Now, when I say y dash of 0, what does that mean? The derivative at x equal to 0. So, first what I'll do, if I bring 2xy to LHS, I can say f will be equal to log of x plus y minus 2xy. RHS will become 0 there. So, it can be considered as implicit function. So, if you now find dou f by dou x for this function, what is dou f by dou x? Now we treat x as a variable, y as a constant. So log will have a derivative 1 by x plus y. Multiplied with x will have a derivative 1, y will have a derivative 0. Minus for 2xy, 2y is a constant, x will have a derivative 1. So this is the derivative dou f by dou x. So that is 1 by x plus y minus 2y. Now what is dou f by dou y also we'll find out. So what is dou f by dou y? So you know that again, if you want to differentiate log function, you will get 1 by, so what is the derivative of log function? 1 by x plus y. And when you differentiate x, you will get 0. When you differentiate y, you will get 1. And when you differentiate 2xy, 2y is a constant, 2x is a constant, derivative of y is 1. So it will be 1 by x plus y minus 2x. So after you get this, you wanted dy by dx, which is equal to minus of dou f by dou x. What is dou f by dou x? 1 by x plus y minus 2y divided by dou f by dou y. That is 1 by x plus y minus 2x. And you wanted y dash of 0. So this is nothing but y dash of x. What you got is nothing but y dash of x. So y dash of 0 means you should put x as 0. But first we should know when x is 0, what is y. So in the given question, when you put x equal to 0, so in the given question, when you put x as 0 in this result, you will be getting logarithm of base e 0 plus y equal to x is 0 in RHS. So 2xy is 0. So y is e power 0, that is 1. So when x is 0, y is 1. So you should put x as 0, y as 1. So minus 1 by 0 plus 1, 1. Minus 2 into y is 1. So 2. By again 1 by 1 minus 2 into x is 0 now. So that will give you the value as y dash of 0 equal to minus of, in the numerator you get 1 minus 2 minus 1. Denominator is just 1. So answer becomes plus 1. So choice A is the correct answer for this problem. So that is how you can find out the derivative for implicit functions. So the next topic that we are going to do will be logarithmic differentiation. So let us end the session now and we can continue with logarithmic differentiation in the next session. Okay. So I hope all of you liked the class. Thank you so much.